And we are live with Dishonored taking on Don't Care. Loser back round 3, gold cycle 5. Got more stuff to do, got lots of casting to do in the next few days because... And shit, we are live with Sorry about that, did not mute sound on the Twitch thing, so... Had double Quincy for half a second, but... I somehow managed to let it get to the point where I had an extra week to do stuff, and yet I actually probably have more series to cover than I do in the normal amount of time, because I just didn't do a lot of stuff.
Time management, Quincy. Gotta get on that.
And those are supposed to like stay on top of me in more ways than one.
Oh, you want me to stay on top of you? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't recognize either of these teams, but I recognize a lot of the players here. Marcus Moy, Noah, Now, however you say it, Time to Die, Zudonix, Smexy style for sure. I recognize pretty much all of these players. These must be new teams.
Yeah, Dishonored is a new team. King Nikkei was on Twisted Fusion? I don't know. There's a lot of people named Nikkei in the competitive scene for some reason. I don't know why, a bunch of Swedes. But Don't Care is ex-Catman champions, who half of them were tagged up as Don't Care, even though they were in Catman champions, and now they basically just decided, screw it, now we don't care.
So clearly they don't care about the Catman champions.
Clearly. And they are not, in fact, Catman champions. Perhaps they've lost their championship to some other contender.
I no longer have any respect for them.
Right? What are they even doing here? So, loser back round 3 actually should be a pretty solid match. Side cash as well. First time he's been on a team that isn't one of ALG's teams, so good for him. Shout out to LG, good guy. But even though it's loser back round 3 and his gold division should be a pretty solid match, as you said, recognizable names on both sides. Smexy Style, Noah, Side Cash, King Nikkei, Time to Die, Marcus Moyes, Frante, Zudonix, Linko 6. I recognize 9 of the 10 players in this game, so clearly Bezos sucks. That's the only conclusion that we can possibly come to, because if I don't know you, then you suck, but...
I think that's a good... Yeah, I agree with that.
Pretty much, right? Well, draft well underway.
Only 1960 MMR, what a joke.
I know. This guy. Legion side banning out Ophelia and Parasite. Hellborn responded with Magnus and Swiftblade. That leaves the Cthulhuphant first pick open for the Legion side. And they somehow also managed to pick up Tempest on top of that. So only one juggler left open. He lasts to the third pick, which is a bit questionable, though I guess Kraken was also there, so... I'm liking this draft coming out from Legion so far. Picking up the Elephant and the Tempest. Revenant, I think, a bit of an underrated hero and an underplayed hero. Hellborn going to counter with Kraken, Rhapsody, and Prisoner. I gotta say, I'm liking how Legion's starting this out. If they can get some solid damage in, this is going to be a pretty beastly team, it looks like.
Right. I agree with that. Cthulhuphant still the strongest hero, in my opinion. And Revenant's a really strong hero with Tempest, man. When you get that, what's the ability called?
Shroud?
Essence, well, not Essence Shroud, but the Mortification. When you get that at level 3 ultimate, and you put that on a hero that's caught in a Tempest ultimate, so much damage going out.
It does a lot of damage.
Along with the magic armor negation. So, yeah, really strong. And then you have Cthulhuphant on top of that with the AoE stun and aura. So it's just, that's a beast combo right there. And Prisoner, Kraken are pretty good at stopping a Tempest ultimate, but yeah, if they get caught, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. I was actually thinking Essence Shroud means Invis Tempest, which he doesn't even do portal key, just walk up into people and ult them in the face, because nobody buys rev wards in this game, right? That's how it works. Especially not against the Revenant.
That's 1400 stuff right there.
Yeah. Sounds about right. But second stage bans also went through while we were talking about stupid stuff that didn't matter. Silhouette, Dark Lady, Dr. Repulsor getting taken out by xDis, Ravender, Pebbles, and Puppet Master by the Hellborn side. So Legion targeting more of the short lane carry route, which makes sense because the Hellborn don't have one of those. Hellborn a little bit more focused on the strength initiators as well as the PM, because the Legion side don't necessarily have their own short laner either, unless they're planning to go for a short lane Revenant, which would be... I think that's suboptimal. I mean, we've seen Revenant run in a number of different roles. I think you can honestly probably run him in any role. It might be the only hero that you can conceivably run in any of the 4 roles, and it wouldn't be ridiculous.
Jungle would be a little bit ridiculous.
Well, I was say 5th, I was thinking. Yeah. Actually, no, Jungle works because of Mortification.
I don't know about that.
I don't think it works very well, but I think it would work.
Yeah, I agree though. Revenant is an awesome hero.
Yeah, his early stuff would suffer in the jungle, but I think at least once you hit level 4, you'd start to crush camps, because he takes stacks very, very well, and then before that, yeah, it might suffer, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, none of these heroes seem to flow together on Don't Care. They clearly don't care about their drafts. Moon Queen just, I don't know, it doesn't really fit well with this draft at all.
I'm okay with it, actually. I got a Rhapsody
Mm,
behind her and a Prisoner and Kraken to initiate, which means that she doesn't have to get in the front line of these fights. She can have heroes brought to her with the pull and the charge. And then, just in case Rhapsody's behind her, I should be okay with it. I still think Legion have a better draft, but the Flux and Moon Queen definitely push us a little bit more in Don't Care's favor. I'm not sure if the... Okay, that definitely pushes it in Don't Care's favor. God damn it. Stop people picking Bloodhunter people. But
you think they would learn by now?
they had this really nice AoE-centric draft with a bunch of really strong laners, and Flux isn't the greatest laner in the world. He also doesn't do a lot of damage. He's more of a zoning movement hero. But they already had a lot of that with Tempest and with Cthulhu and Revenant to some extent. I think they needed more damage and more AoE presence, and I don't think that Flux or Bloodhunter give them too much of either of those things. So, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with that pick, and here's why. One, they needed more AoE because they have a Tempest, and they have Mad Initiation. That's one. Two, you pick Bloodhunter as an anti-carry hero, and as a semi-carry, when you're versing heroes like Silhouette or Magebane that need to jump around and be mobile, when you're dealing with the Moon Queen, who's going to sit there and auto-attack you while regenerating life, hopefully because of a Whispering Helm, you don't want to pick a Bloodhunter. That's a hero that you try to chase down with, and Moon Queen is a turn-and-fight hero on all accounts.
Yeah. And Don't Care, I feel like, are just... Both of these teams are like, no, you win. Please, you win. No, I'd love it if you would win. Really? Andro? You have Empath and Glacius on the board, even Torture, and you're picking an Andromeda?
Yeah, those last picks for both of the teams were questionable at the least.
I don't see how that works. If Rhapsody is gonna get, like, I guess they just wanted it for the Tempest cancel. That's the only thing I can think of that makes sense. But you've already got Prisoner and Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
You really need a third Tempest cancel? Like, come on, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's
I guess it's. I'm hoping they're going to lane Andromeda with Prisoner in the bot lane. So I mean, it would make for a decent lane if they can get a hook off. But yeah, I don't like the hero. I think it's a good hero, but compared to the other supports right now, I don't think it's very effective.
I'm kind of feeling the aggro tri-lane myself. I'm a little bit worried about where that would leave Moon Queen, unless they tri-lane her. But well, if you aggro tri-lane the Moon Queen, you put Prisoner middle and Kraken top, or the other way around. I think that could work, but it actually looks like a level 1 Conqueror's being attempted here by Don't Care. And Rhapsody going to drop a Word of Sight right off the bat. The Legion side have more or less no idea this is going on. Even if they did, they're not really well prepared to deal with it. Rhapsody Dance for to help heal this Prisoner up. But, yeah, Legion have absolutely no clue.
Yeah. Andromeda Moon Queen, both of them have damage auras, so that's going to be plenty of auto attack damage. I don't like how Moon Queen got the Ring of the Teacher first.
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessary on the carry.
And
great for a Conqueror attempt, don't get me wrong.
I love this remake vote, which clearly means that they didn't remake because this replay happened. So Hellborn are completely uninterested in remaking this game, and that's why.
They're not even responding.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna... Why aren't they responding?
This is why. Yeah, no remake.
These guys are total assholes.
No, well, I can see why you would.
This is why. No remake. Sorry. Oh, retards.
I'm kind of on the side of Don't Care here. Like, you're not obligated to remake, and that's just one more opportunity for Dishonored to see the level 1 Kongor, and it's actually a really good strat for Dishonored to pull if they see it, something like a Tempest, and then they realize they can't do anything about it because they've already sent heroes to top lane. So, because like Revenant was already top, there wasn't any way he was getting back to Kongor in time to do anything about that Kongor kill. So the only way that it was going to happen is if they remade the game. So,
wait, I'm a little bit confused. Why did Legion want the remake?
They're saying ping issues. Like if you go back to the beginning, it says it's server.
Why would a remake fix that?
Sometimes these servers just given.
It's a server.
Yeah, I think it's a server. So if they can get a remake on a better server, then they can fix the ping problem. But that puts a different twist on this game because I gotta imagine Legion are kind of pissed about that.
Yeah, it just got personal, for sure. I remember in all of our HoN Tour games, when someone on the enemy team would talk shit, we'd go into like ultimate serious mode. No more jokes, everybody's game face was on, and it was the most serious of business, Quincy.
I mean, I have to pay. We obviously can't do a ping all because this is a replay, so I'm curious to see who exactly is lagging, but I suspect it's at least Flux and maybe more.
Yep.
Well, that's over.
I think it would be great though if xDis ends up winning and Don't Care looks like a bunch of fools.
What's gonna happen is, as they call the GGs, and be like, "You want to remake now? You want to remake now?" and stuff like that. Yep, that's exactly what happens. As is
always the case in TMM.
I love that. It's my favorite.
I want them to be a little bit more clever though. They should be whatever they end up doing at the end. If they do win, they should be more clever with it. No matter who wins, I want some clever shit.
We'll see. This is professional HoN Tour games, Enthos. You're not supposed to be unprofessional. But top lane, it is the Andro Moon Queen. Actually, Cthulhu's going to go out and grab a creep. Revenant could be in a little bit of trouble, but Elephant's going to start to zone out this Andromeda, and this Mach is doing all sorts of damage. Andro is going to dodge the stun, actually, and she's still going to die, but then get a counter kill onto this Cthulhu. So Elephant gets the 1 kill, Moon Queen gets the counter kill. And in the end, Legion side coming out slightly ahead, but that could certainly have been worse. Rhapsody also going to rotate over, and we'll see if she can get a staccato stun onto this Revenant. I don't know if she's going to have the angle. She does, actually. Also has the double damage unit active, but Revenant has plenty of time to get out of that tower, and Rhapsody won't be able to clean up that kill on the top lane. So, 1-for-1 hero exchange. Legion side slightly favored thanks to the Bloodlust, but Hellborn getting a kill onto the Moon Queen, and obviously getting her to a strong start is always preferable. But we've got Rhapsody rotating to the top lane, and I'm wondering if this is going to be a tri-lane. No, it's not, because Andro is rotating bottom.
Yeah, despite Legion getting the Bloodlust there, I think the Hellborn still came out on top since they lost.
Middle lane Flux going to hit with a stun. Actually gets pushed away as the Shackle did not have enough mana from Prisoner, so Flux will be just fine. Solid hook from not Bezo, onto Bezo from Zefrante.
Andro coming bot.
Yep. And they're looking for an opening on this Blood Hunter. So...
in regards to what you were just saying, Quincy, concerning professionalism in gaming, the best Dota 2 player, that being Dendi, or one of the best players, when he got a hook off in the internationals, he paused the game, went over to the other team's computers and danced for like a minute, and then went back to his computer. So if you want to talk about professionalism, that's the internationals. That's a tournament for many millions of dollars.
Okay, but here's the thing though. That's hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's not. You can't even be mad about that. Like, I'm sorry.
It was awesome.
That's pretty funny.
Top lane.
They do manage to get the kill on Moon Queen as her supports had ditched her, and that's not really something that can happen.
Right. I'm a little bit confused as to why Andromeda went bot lane.
Yeah, I don't know.
When you have Moon Queen, she's not going to fare well on her own. And Kraken plus an Andromeda are not going to be able to kill a Blood Hunter. I mean, if Kraken had the ulti back then, maybe, but he just hit level 6.
Right. Not to mention, Kraken had a token, and as a result of that token, has been doing very, very well in this bottom lane. He's got 360 GPM, and Blood Hunter at 350, so both of them having strong farm, but it's not like Andro needed to be there in order to help Kraken CS or something like that. There was no, oh, I'm going to zone out the opposing hero for you so that you can get some farm. It was purely, let's try to kill this Blood Hunter, but that was never going to happen, so.
Yeah, Blood Hunter's not going to get killed down here unless at least other heroes rotate, and I don't see that happening.
Right. Especially with how short range the Andromeda stun is. It'd be one thing if they could get like a long range stun off and then a charge and a torrent and a splash. Blood Hunter's not that tanky, so maybe that could work out, but an Andro is not exactly the most strong hero when it comes to ganking like that, just because of how short range her abilities are.
Right. Rhapsody just countered the ward in the Hellborn jungle, so that they can gank now if Cthulhu isn't careful. Looks like Cthulhu's... Nope, never mind.
And here's the thing though, they can gank if Cthulhu's not careful. I'm really not sure that they can kill this Cthulhu, and I'm pretty sure that they can't.
I don't think so.
He doesn't have Dream of Madness as a result of...
He has boots though.
Yeah, that's
enough.
True. And he's got Trample, obviously. He's also probably get lane control here as a result of continuously denying the wave, so... Revenant gonna rotate as he got Cthulhuphant off to a pretty strong start. 300 GPM for King Nikke, and now Rev's gonna head into the woods, it looks like, or to bottom lane and start to deal with this Kraken a little bit, who is actually out-leveling the Bloodhunter. Not bad, and has since lost the farm advantage to Bloodhunter, but still doing very, very well as a suicide hero at 345 gold per minute. But here comes Tempest with the invis. Hemorrhoid's gonna go down onto Kraken, and he's also silent, so he's definitely in a lot of trouble. Glacial Blast go down here as well, and there's no way he's getting out of that one. So strong gank from the Legion side allows Tempest to finish off his ring. Meanwhile, middle lane Fluxing it pulled in by the Prisoner, and the hook finishes him off as well. So thanks for telling me what was happening, Prisoner, with your extremely loud ultimate. And Hellborn's side get a counter kill to replace the one that they lost in the bottom lane. In the end, I'd say probably coming out ahead on that, in fact, because this Flux in middle lane is getting absolutely decimated by Prisoner. 130 GPM for Flux compared to 410 gold per minute for Prisoner.
I don't know how that's happening.
I don't
Flux
know
should
either.
be winning.
Well,
Flux should definitely be winning this lane.
The early level 2 from Prisoner I think probably didn't help, and you know, extra gold from Kongor kill can't be discounted, but at the same time, he shouldn't be doing this badly.
Yeah, Flux is a really strong 1v1 hero, especially against melee, man.
Oh, and top lane, they actually do manage to kill the Cthulhuphant, which is pretty shocking. Middle lane at the same time, though, Tempest ultimate going to go off on top of the Prisoner. Flux is here with the release as well, and that's going to be a pretty easy counter kill. Hook actually hits and goes through onto Tempest well after Prisoner dies. So the Ghost Hook does some damage to Tempest. But obviously not nearly enough to grab a kill. Bottom lane, meantime, though, Bloodhunter gonna get caught and release the Kraken. One more auto attack from Kraken will finish him off, but he is silent, so he can't do anything. Not that he has enough mana to do anything anyway. Bloodhunter just barely gonna survive here, it looks like, as Kraken will continue to take control of this lane. So, has since taken the death, but now with Bloodhunter at a very low amount of health, Kraken might be able to do something, but apparently not, as Kraken's the one to back up for reasons. I guess he was out of mana, didn't feel comfortable.
Reasons. Yeah, so looking at the gold charts, Bloodhunter's in the lead with about 365. Prisoner's close behind with 350, but now
top lane actually, Moon Queen is going to be some trouble. No, Obliterate, not going to be enough, and they finish off the Cthulhuphant once again. Now Moon Queen actually is in some trouble. Mortification is doing some damage, but not nearly enough, and Moon Queen will be able to pop the health pot and survive. Essence Shroud going to help Revenant get out of there, and ends up being a nice counter kill for the Hellborn side, so sorry. You may continue.
I've seen Noah or Now or however you pronounce it play Bloodhunter before, and I think it was his team versing, was it either Sync, Reason, or BMG, and they had a dominant lead. And when they were pushing base, they just got turned on 3 times in a row and they ended up losing. That was one of the games I wrote an article about, but I don't remember who they were versing. But yeah, this guy, if anybody's good at Bloodhunter, I know it's a pretty easy hero to play, but this guy seems to know what he's doing.
Which is good. And he's been around for a while on various teams, so definitely has some competitive experience. I'm not really concerned about his ability to play Bloodhunter in general, because as you said, it's not that difficult a hero to play, I think, in terms of skill cap. It's not like it's Silhouette or Illophilia or something like that, where you require significant micro and map movement and stuff like that.
Let's be real here, Dampier is the hardest hero to play in the game.
Probably. You have to hit like 3 buttons, man. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
And top lane, Revenant looking for a gank onto this Moon Queen. I'm not sure if they'll be able to find it, though. Cthulhuphant has to be able to hit the charge with the creeps in order to actually stun her, or they don't, because they're just going to walk into her face and do that instead. Moon Queen going to be in a lot of trouble. She's definitely dead. The question is, will they get any counter kills? Yeah, Revenant is going to die, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Obviously, Legion side will absolutely take that, taking on the opposing team's short lane carry in exchange for their hard support. But
in the bot lane, you missed Kraken almost getting killed and Tempest almost getting killed. Neither hero
I didn't miss anything, is what you're saying?
No, the bottom lane.
Yeah, I know. I didn't miss anything. Nobody died. Who cares?
Oh, I love you too, Quincy.
I'm fine. Dude, my camera work is impeccable.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a little peccable. Top lane, Andro gonna get jumped. Flux gonna pull her back in as well. She's gonna drop the stun at some point. No, she's not. She's gonna pull back in and release to death. So, Link 06 taking the death, and I don't know if she didn't have enough mana to stun or what, but certainly wasn't great.
Yeah, Prisoner and Flux trading off with the Hastrons. Each time one of those heroes gets up with Hastron, they get
have
kills.
Silence onto Kraken as well as the Revenant. That's gonna be a pretty easy kill as well. Smex's style picking it up. He's 4-1-2 on this Revenant and has rotated very, very effectively. And this is when Revenant sucks, because he's top, he's mid, he's bot, he's everywhere, and you're like, well, this is just the most annoying damn hero in the entire game, so. Hellborn feeling the pain. But it feels like we have perhaps stopped having action for half a second, so you can go back to talking about whatever you're talking about.
Well, I'd just like to make a public announcement that I have finished eating food.
Also, you're wrong, because Flux is gonna die. I'm wrong, not you. You might also be wrong.
I'm never wrong.
No!
Dude,
Prisoner leaves the chain.
What?
One more second, and he would have had that Flux kill. Instead, he just tries to run away, and it looks like he might live as a result of that. I'm not sure if he would have died if he had stayed in, but...
Yeah, that might have been a smart move on his behalf,
Yeah.
because if Ulefant was closing in, I missed that.
It was definitely the safe play.
Yep, Moon Queen picking up a Whispering Helm. 11 minutes in, I mean, that's not bad. 340 is nothing to brag about, but it's not bad.
Great. I mean, considering how much they've tried to kill her, it's not the worst, but they've also made some misplays on the Hellborn side, leaving her alone for way too long and doing it a couple of times. Like, this Andromeda and Rhapsody have not just been sitting in the lane and making it really, really obvious that they can save the Moon Queen. And she's taken perhaps a couple of unnecessary deaths as a result of that.
Right. I'm just so surprised that Legion is ahead despite that early Congar kill coming out from Don't Care.
Yeah. Want a remake now? But, I mean, this is what happens when you give a team Cthulhu and Tempest. Like, they're doing so much work in this game. Nikkei's 250 GPM, which isn't that great, but consider he's a suicide. Kraken's at 250 as well, but he was spotted in a Congar kill and a token, so... Okay, yeah, Nikkei got some early stuff. Actually, they're going to dust out the Blood Hunter up here in the top lane. Moon Queen ultimate going to go down, and they will get a pretty easy kill. Hemorrhage goes down onto Andromeda, but that's going to be it. Or is it Rupture in this game? It's Rupture in this game. No, it is Hemorrhage in this game. I had
What
it
was
right.
Blood Hunter doing up there? That's what I want to know.
Trying to gank something? In the woods?
Yeah. I don't know.
I would imagine. This is where he should be active, I feel like. Like, I mean, level 10 Blood Hunter? He should be roaming a little bit more, trying to get some kills. This is gank-oriented carry hero. And Andromeda is just sitting behind the observatory. Gonna go ahead and kick Revenant a little bit. Revenant definitely has the damage output, though, when it comes to this. And actually, Andro gonna wait and get her stun. Jukes are there. She will eat the tree, but she's still dead. So Elise comes in from Flux. And
not the best Juke I've ever seen.
Nope. Well, he tried.
Yeah, he played that well. I mean, waiting for the slow to be off and then stunning. That was smart. But the Juke was just not there.
There was about no way he was getting out of that situation unless the Legion side were pretty much entirely brain dead and had absolutely no communication whatsoever. Top lane ward actually get countered as well behind the tower. And I guess they just figured that's why Andro was there. She must have been warding, so pretty excellent presence of mind from Revenant to not only find the Andromeda, get the kill, and then turn into a ward as well. Bottom lane they do kill side cash, just caught the end of that kill. And Hemorrhage is on Kraken, but they won't be able to follow that up very effectively. Flux coming in, actually going to pull the Kraken back in, but he will be able to charge away just fine. And that's going to be the end of that. If they still had the ultimate from Bloodrunner, that might have been enough. Hook from Prisoner going to miss, actually, despite the fact that he had a portal key, so instead of dropping the Shackle, that's not going to go very well. Leaves Kraken right onto Flux's head, that'll be one kill, and they won't get anything else out of it. So, interesting stuff from Cifuente on the Prisoner. Not really sure why he did that the way he did. But whatever. I don't know. Oh, it's this one. Sorry about that, guys. I had the golden experience as totals instead of differences because of casting stuff. I'm a bad man.
It's okay, Quincy. We still love you.
Because I need those totals for gold efficiency, Anthos. It's very important.
Yes. Gold efficiency is love.
That's Shrek.
No!
Don't you
Quincy.
dare demean Shrek.
I'm not demeaning anything here.
You are a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. I forgive you. The key to any relationship is forgiveness. Anyway, in the lane, Cthulhu gonna charge in onto the Prisoner, but that might have been a bad plan. Actually, Revenant gonna pull back in, and he's dead.
Yeah, he just got wrecked.
So, there we see the downside of Revenant. He's kind of squishy. And he does not have an escape mechanism outside of the invisibility, which does not work very well under a tower. Can you imagine how horrible this game would be if towers didn't give true sight?
Yeah, everybody would pick Scout and Madman. Nighthand.
Just like sit under a tower and just like wait. That would suck.
And you wouldn't see them on your mini-map? Yeah, that'd be terrible, man.
That'd be awful.
I mean, I know that towers reveal invis, but for a long time, Riptide you couldn't see Riptide if he was attacking your tower. He would be invisible.
What?
And that pissed me off to no end. Yeah, when Riptide was originally released, he could be attacking your tower and you would not see him on your mini-map. If he had his ulti up and he was in water, technically, you would not be able to see him on the mini-map, and he would take down your towers because nobody in your team would
realize that the tower is down. Makes sense. Blitz Crack next to bottom lane, gonna connect onto 2 as the Revenant walks right into it. There's a Rev Ward here as well, so they can see him. Prisoner Hook gonna hit the Revenant as well. Cthulhu's has the portal keys gonna charge back in. First kill's there, going to be on Prisoner, and Andro trying to save people, not gonna do too much as Moon Queen also dies as well as Rhapsody. Andro now in a lot of trouble. She's gonna fall as well. That's 4 dead to the side of the Hellborn. Legion side losing only the Elephant, who had that nice portal key stun, and they'll get a tier 1 tower as well. So Dishonored taking a pretty solid lead at this point, 16 minutes in, 3,500 gold, 3,500 experience, and that level on Kongor, apparently they should have remade.
And I know for a fact that their Skype channel right now is like this, yeah, they totally should have remade, bitches, yeah.
No, there's gonna be some all chat in this game. I would be shocked if there's no all chat.
I hope so, man. That's what makes it such a great game, is the competitive banter. The banter, I'm going to call it that.
It's good. Bottom lane tower is going to be killed. They tried to deny, unsuccessful, and they won't be able to get a chase either. Tempest's going to pour it out right in the middle of this, but actually gets stopped as the dust connects onto him, so I felt like Side Cash could have just run there.
Yeah, why did he do that?
I don't know why that happened.
That.
It's very confusing. But Legion side taking out a couple of towers in the bottom lane after a very successful team fight, and they have to be feeling pretty good about where they're at, especially considering the level 1 Kong. Don't Care, definitely on the back foot, and Marcus Moy at 380 gold per minute, substantially below where he needs to be. And the only thing that worries me on the side of Dishonored is the fact that their hardest carry is a Blood Hunter, because, like, when it comes to man-up 5v5 team fights, that hero is just not going to beat a Moon Queen. It's not going to happen, especially once she gets a Shrunken Head and a Geometer's Bane and can wipe the silence if she wants to, because she might not want to.
Well, in an auto-attack battle, I definitely agree with you, but Bloodhunter, he can be just such a gimpy hero, because if he sees a low Andro or Rhapsody, he can just go heal up real quick, come right back, and then start auto-attacking Moon Queen again.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's true. My concern is, again, Moon Queen's a lifesteal hero. We don't have that many lifesteal carries. It's mostly just Moon Queen and Puppet Master who consistently get a Whispering Helm. And that makes her a little bit different than a lot of other carries. You need to lock her down with specific CC tools. Silences will not work, because she will just continue to auto-attack and stay alive for long enough to get her spells back. You need to get stuff like stuns and sheepsticks, because otherwise it's not going to work. Anyway, middle lane, Prisoner going for the hook, but that's not going to be very successful. Trample going to come through. Actually, Rhapsody ultimate not being cancelled thanks to the Flux ult. Actually puts her in a better position. She is finally silenced out and will be killed. Release the Kraken going to hit onto 3 heroes. Energizer gets popped. Moon Queen ultimate going off onto a bunch. Flux going to get killed up by the Prisoner hook. Suifa trying to trample away, has Dream of Madness active. Andrew going to throw a stun onto Revenant in the background. Bloodhunter's trying to chase somebody down. Andrew's still not low enough to activate the Blood Sense, and she might actually just be able to walk away from this. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, in the end, 1-for-1 in favor of the Hellborn side as they lose the Rhapsody and take the Flux out. And not a bad fight for them, but they are going to lose a tier 1 tower middle, so that's going to push it back in favor of Dishonored.
Tower.
Where is the damage on Don't Care?
It's not there yet, because Moon Queen is not farmed. That's what
they have nothing. Kraken is hitting huge ultimates left and right this game. And there's no follow-up. They can't do anything. Rhapsody and Andro are going to bring damage. Prisoner a little bit, but this, it's non-existent until Moon Queen gets huge, and that's still going to be a little bit.
Alright. I mean, Kraken has his portal key now, which is good, but he needs a Bulwark if he's going to be a significant damage dealer. He wants the negative armor. And even then, he's not going to hit all that hard. He'll be annoying, but he's not going to be a major source of damage. It comes back, I think, to the Andro pick. Like, Andro's going to be a great steroid for Moon Queen in the late game, but this Hellborn team is so late game focused. Like, if this gets to 60 minutes long, I don't think they can lose even against the Tempest. Just because the Kraken ultimate is going to be so disruptive, the Superior Magic Stun from Prisoner is going to be so disruptive, you've got 2 saves from Moon Queen, plus an additional damage aura from Andromeda, and D-Armor all over the place.
I don't know about that. I mean, yes, you have a strong late game carry, but you're also dealing with a double support team, and those usually don't fare too well late to the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of an issue actually, is middle lane. One of those supports gets picked off in Andromeda.
So yeah, it's hard to tell right now. If this does go into the late game, you know, it could go either way. They could be very strong, or if the supports end up feeding a little bit, yeah, it's not gonna look good. Bloodhunter can surprise you though, man. He can carry quite well when played properly.
He's not going to out-carry Moon Queen. Like, he's just not. If Legion win this team, it's because of their team play.
The Legion
It's
have
going to be
destroyed
because
a
Tempest
Hellborn
hitting you with
tower.
ultimates, crack, or Cthulhu's getting a lot of charges. The release is going to be
The
great.
Hellborn have destroyed
He doesn't
a
have
Legion
to out-carry the
tower.
Moon Queen necessarily, but he will have more gold if the double support lineup on the Hellborn team continues to feed him kills.
Well, at some point he does have to out-carry the Moon Queen. Moon Queen actually now is challenging his GPM, and that's going to favor Moon Queen in general. Either Bloodhunter needs to be higher in GPM than Moon
Ports
Queen.
going top.
Yeah, they're really defending that tower, so they back
we're
on the
gonna
base
push
push.
top. Yep.
They figure,
It's about
look,
time I get that top tower anyway.
right, all the other towers are dead, might as well clear out this top lane. We still have a tier 1 for God's sake.
Right.
I don't know. I'm so not a fan of Bloodhunter. And I'm worried about
that's
that.
been stated before.
Yeah, anyway, Moon Queen actually gonna get caught out in the jungle, and she's gonna die to the Revenant Cthulhu gank, so Revenant MVP. I just like, you don't get to say it too often. I think Mini Maggot made the point that actually during today's cast that it might not have been on cast, it might have been off.
The Legion have
games,
destroyed
but
a Hellborn and
You don't
destroyed
often
a Legion
in
tower.
HoN get to look at a support and say, man, this hero is just doing work. Because for the most part, you're so heavy into ward duty and you don't have any money, you can't really do anything. But this Revenant is just absolutely crushing. And he is a huge reason. He's pretty much,
The Legion
he's
have
most of the
destroyed
reason
a
I think why
Hellborn
Legion are ahead right
tower.
now.
Yeah, I would not disagree with that. And he's one of those heroes that will provide,
The
and
Hellborn
this is
has
the idea
destroyed
behind
a
most
Legion
sports, they'll
tower.
provide a lot, even without much gold. But with heroes like Andrew or Rhapsody, like you need mobility or power supplies or investments in order to avoid dying, but he's so sneaky with that invis that it's not really easy for him to die, so he provides a lot no matter what.
Moon Queen gonna finish off her Shrunken Head here just in time. She won't have buyback as a result. But this tier 3 tower is taking a lot of pressure in the meantime. They actually drop a Rev Ward in anticipation of it dying, but Legion side back off before finishing it off, so that's surprising. You would imagine that they would stick around and do another 79 damage to that tower to kill it, but I guess they felt a little bit intimidated.
Legion can go for a Kong or kill. If they play it right and scare Don't Care, they can try to get a Kong or kill.
It's difficult for me because on the one side the Legions have the Tempest, they've got a Flux, a Cthulhu, Revenant, they've got a fair bit of AoE potential, and the Hellborn do too. So with Hellborn advantage inside the Kongor pit, if they get a Prisoner Tempest ultimate off on top of a Moon Queen, no creeps around to absorb the bounces, does Legion win that fight? I'm a little skeptical. I don't know the Hellborn necessarily wins it, I don't know.
I can't really, as far as a 5v5 team fight goes right now, I don't see the Hellborn winning any of them. They simply don't have enough damage. Who are they going to kill? Revenant?
I
Tempest,
think between if they can get their ultimates off successfully onto at least a couple of heroes, they will have enough damage. Because Moon Queen now has Whispering Helm, she's got Firebrand, she has multiple bounces, she's level 16, which means a level 3 ultimate, and she will be a significant source of damage at this point. She's also going to be rather difficult to kill with Shrunken Head. So she'll be pounding in a lot of auto attacks. Like, I see where you're coming from, and I don't mean to be disagreeing with you about everything, but honestly, this might be one of the games, actually middle lane, they're going to kill Rhapsody real fast, because why not? Cost them 2 ultimates, but hey, fine. I don't know about you, but I feel like this game, I don't know what's happening.
Well,
Like,
well, let me explain it to you. Legion is ahead, 16 to 12 kills, and they are up by 5k gold, 4k experience. That is what's happening.
thank you. That was a succinct and informative summary.
May you give me my ad money now, please?
I told you, 50% of all revenues.
How are you not making money yet, Quincy? You're like,
I don't know.
you're like super famous.
I'm a
Like,
stupid idiot. That's why.
you're like the David Lee Roth of HoN.
Is that good because everybody seems to like that guy better, or bad because he eventually got replaced?
He's actually back with Van Halen now, so yes.
Well, speaking of dancing, perhaps gonna drop a dance floor right there, not doing too much, and they managed to finish off Andromeda, forcing him to do too much for anything. And in the background, Marcus Moy gonna get the ultimate off, as well as the Shrunken Head. They're gonna start to turn this into Hellborn side, and this is what I was talking about. Marcus Moy getting some damage in, as they prevent him from dying, and he finally is able to do some stuff. So, hat trick for Moon Queen. And the Hellborn side lose only the Rhapsody. So they had no Rhapsody ultimate, they had no Andromeda ultimate used there, and they still managed to clean up the team fight because they had a somewhat decent Moon Finale, Kraken Release, and Prisoner ult. They also had a Tempest ultimate that came out and hit a couple, but again, it doesn't matter. So this is what I was concerned about, basically, for the Legion team.
Yeah, Legion got way too cocky there. They were split. Yeah, what the hell are they thinking, man? They had a Rhapsody kill, they could have done a few things, but instead they split up and decided... I don't even know. I don't even know what to call that, Quincy.
Well, it wasn't good. So let's call it bad.
Dicking around, I think, would be the best way to explain it.
Yeah, and now Moon Queen Geometer's Bane finished up. So...
It's about damn time!
I like that pickup. I don't know if I'd like to see the symbol more before the Geo's Bane. I get why she did it.
Geo's Bane first, man. Most definitely. Take off Revenant to File, take out Bloodhunter stuff,
If
blah,
Shrunken
blah.
Head does that, why does she need a Geobane for it?
Blah, blah, blah. Well, then you have like a double negation, you know?
But they can't target you with that stuff when Shrunken Head is up, so it doesn't matter. You use Shrunken to wipe it, you use it prematurely, and they don't put it on you in the first place, doesn't matter.
Alright.
It works the same way.
I have an 18th century rhyme for you.
All right.
What's sexier than one Moon Queen?
3 Moon Queens?
How the fuck did you know?
Because there's going to be 3 of her.
That was like a Henry David Thoreau
Was it?
Rhyme slash.
Dude, how long was this game in closed beta?
I cannot reveal that information.
Because if Thoreau was playing it, Jesus. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
What do you think he was doing to keep himself busy while he was in Walden, dude? Come on.
Masturbating?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of that.
Like, what do you think? Ooh, they're gonna get fooled by the Bloodhunter illusion. That's painful. They drop a Prisoner ultimate for it. And that really sucks. Gotta love the alt chat.
It's an illusion, and you still mess it up.
Yeah. Gotta love the alt chat. I'm not even sure if the Prisoner ulti was necessary to get that kill, but... I mean, they had like 4 heroes on top of him. I guess they just wanted to burst him down and get out before there could be a response. There was a tier 2 tower right next to it. Either way, Prisoner ulti beat me down for a little while, and
I feel like you should have some Eric Clapton playing in the background while you're casting. I think that would go really well with this.
Why? Because it's going to contrast how good I am at this by playing a bunch of really bad music in the background?
Whoa, whoa, Eric Clapton is not bad.
I respect his contributions to music as an individual. I'm not a fan of it.
Have you heard Crossroads?
I've heard Eric Clapton. That's not my
Sunshine
thing.
of Your Love, Cocaine, Crossroads. Come on, man.
Like,
I mean, yeah, it's not what I would listen to on it. It's not one of my favorite artists in the world, no doubt about it. But I just feel like it would fit. Rage Against the Machine would work too. I mean,
I really don't like them, actually.
What?
I really don't.
You're a huge Tool fan, and yet you don't like Rage.
I don't like Rage.
How? What is it about them?
Because here's the thing. Maynard James Keenan can sing. Dude can
Zach
sing.
De La Roca can rap. They tour together and they respect each other.
That's great. I don't like Rage. It's overly simplistic and superficial, in my opinion.
Superficial. Rage Against the Machine.
What's their literal name? What is their literal name? Their name is Rage Against the Machine. Does it get any more obvious than that? Can you possibly be any more clear about your political leanings than that? Anyway, Cthulhu Flink gonna get caught up on a shackle. Flux trying to save him a little bit, but he's definitely dead. I don't know what they think they're going to do. Maybe they will do something. Dream of Madness, why the hell is this hero so hard to kill? He's going to get cut off on the backside by Rhapsody. Needs the staccatos to lock him down for long enough. Will avoid the trample. I don't know if they have enough damage. Get him! They finally kill him. Time to die. Finish him off with the charge. Jesus.
When you're dealing with a music group whose messages are not hidden or subtle, why have a subtle name? You're not Radiohead. You're not a
I
perfect
literally
person,
just said my problem with them is that they're superficial. And then you're like, what are you talking about? And then you come back, the next thing you say is their messages are not hidden. That's my point. Like,
superficial means fake and plastic, doesn't it?
no, it means on the surface. On the
The
surface.
Hellborn have destroyed a
A
Legion tower.
person who's superficial is one who's only concerned about outward appearance and very basic, shallow levels of humanity.
So what you're saying, Quincy, is that you do not find them attractive. Is that what this is about?
What I'm saying, well, I don't actually find them attractive. It's really not relevant to this discussion, but I don't. Either way, I don't know. I'm not a huge Rage Against the Machine fan, but Rage Against the Machine are not in this game, so it doesn't really matter. Let's not fight Enthos. Let's not fight.
Quincy. Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't want another divorce in my life. That would be no bueno.
Pretty soon, you're gonna be you need like one of those punch cards, you know. Buy 10 get one free. do divorce attorneys have those? They probably should.
It'd be funny if they did.
I'm just saying, like, anybody that goes to a divorce attorney is probably going to a divorce attorney more than once in their life.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not saying like they're a bad person or anything like that, but well, people change. You're allowed to marry somebody and say, yeah, I'm probably gonna spend the rest of my life with you, and then realize 20 years later, well, actually maybe not, because you know, it's been 20 years.
Yeah, I think that
That's
too
reasonable.
many couples these days rush into things. But that's neither here nor there. Well, actually, it's not here, but it is there, since almost every parent couple that I know has been divorced at some point in their life. But anyway, Quincy and I are forever.
Rhapsody gonna get caught out by a couple of heroes. We'll see if they can actually kill her, and they finally do, but in the meantime, Sidecash gonna die in that Tempest. Never got his ultimate off. And actually, no, he did, but it was immediately canceled by the Kraken ultimate. They also managed to kill the Cthulhu, swap back onto a Blood Hunter, and we'll see if they can lock him down. Drunken Head's finally starting to wear off. He's going to die. Revenant going to start doing some damage. They managed to kill the Moon Queen. Revenant now trying to run away. Has the Essence Shroud up, puts it both on him and Flux with the Bound Eye on prisoners, allowing them to chase people down. Flux going to go with the counter kill onto Andromeda. Is she going to die to the cannon? No, she's not. And in the background, they do manage to finish off Kraken as well, but a quad kill for Zifrante
Genocide.
on the prisoner, and that's going to be nice. Good times for him. Now, here comes the vacuum cleaner. That might be the first time I've seen anybody drop a macro in HoN Tour Season 3.
That was...
I mean, this is a good time to do it.
Yeah.
This is the game to do it, if you're going to do it. But... There's a fight there, Enthos. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm so dumbfounded right now at what transpired during that fight. Okay, so Don't Care has just turned the tables slightly. I mean, the goal difference it's irrelevant right now. It's so small that it's relevant. But they're ahead by 4,000 experience. Now, compared to where we were 10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
I don't understand how that happened.
It's because they couldn't break high ground, and Hellborn have slightly better team fight. And Legion made the mistake of trying to take a 5v5 engagement.
I guess Swindle Melon's right be right. If you get an early Kongor kill, you should not lose, and Don't Care is holding true to that.
Although at this point, I'm not sure how much that's relevant anymore. They had that early lead, and then they basically
You know
threw
what,
it away.
Quincy? You know what?
No, you're right. And I mean, it still matters, because if they didn't have the early Kongor kill, then their early lead would have been worse, or more in favor of the Legion side. So it's possible that that gave them enough of a cushion to survive losing the laning phase, and then still come out to this point, because, I don't know, at this point, Legion have a slight gold lead, but I think they're massively behind. I think they're in a lot of trouble at this point, because Moon Queen. How are they going to deal with Moon Queen? She's a symbol. How are they going to kill her? No, they're not going to kill Flux. He actually gets pulled back in. The ultimate does not do very much. As a result, going to get charged into the cliff. That's going to be a pretty easy kill. No! He gets pushbook over the ledge. Another pushbook. Flux lives. Huge plays. In the meantime, actually, Bloodhunter trying to chase people down. Prisoner ultimate will pull him back in. Release the Kraken didn't do too much, but he's got the Shrunken. He has to run away. He can't do much else. Moon Queen ultimates, or illusions, will be killed. But that's going to be the end of that. Nobody dying on their side. It's pretty shocking.
They need to take a fight soon because with that Kraken ultimate down, they have a big advantage in a team fight.
And a Prisoner ultimate as well. And Tempest ulti will be back online in 1 second. So right now.
Yeah, they need to force something quick, man.
Yeah.
I mean, prevent that Moon Queen from getting any bigger.
They need to take top racks like immediately.
Yeah, they have the tower down. It'd be a good opportunity.
And they do still have the Moon Finale. And
yeah.
Andra's got her swap, which means Tempest Ultimate probably not going to be that valuable, but does mean that Andra has to save her swap for the Tempest Ultimate. So if they catch Moon Queen out, they have to be, Andra's going to have to make a decision. Do I save MQ or do I wait for the Tempest hole? And she probably has to save MQ, which is going to open up the opportunity for side cash.
On a side note, I gotta say that I'm impressed with Noah's ability to keep up in gold. I mean, on a Bloodhunter, for being 36 minutes into a game, he's almost at 500 GPM, trailing just behind Marcus Moy playing Moon Queen. That's no small feat, man. I mean, Bloodhunter is not what you think of in terms of a farming hero, or a very quick farming hero, but he's doing exceptional.
Yeah. And Moon Queen I would say not taking off as much as Moon Queens can. At this point, I would have expected her to be 600 plus GPM, but that's no skin off of Bloodhunter's nose. He's definitely doing very, very well in terms of his overall farm. Especially considering he's 3, 2, and 5. Like, it'd be one thing to have 500 GPM because you've got 15 kills, but he's been farming woods and doing so very effectively. 267 CS, you compare that to MQ, she's at 271, so...
Skin off Bloodhunter's nose. That was a double pun because he smells his enemies. I see what you did there. Very smart.
Alright, sure. That was totally intentional. Yep.
I'm on to you, Quincy.
It's fine. It's actually blood sense. So how do we know it's his nose?
Sense, smell, feast.
Maybe he hears them.
I mean, he's a shark, essentially.
He is a shark, so that lends credence to the idea that it's a smell. But Hellborn going to push the bottom lane. This is the second tier 2 tower that they will take out. Meantime, no,
Legion can get that Rax right now.
Yeah.
They can go for it.
And they seem to be a little bit confused. Bloodhunter Illusions are pushing the middle for reasons I don't understand. And now his Geometry
Prisoner has no port, nor does Kraken. What are they waiting for? Okay, Prisoner. Okay, I mean, not ult. Port. And they're back.
Yeah. Andrew's continuing to push the bottom lane. It's just like, guys.
Very strong push potential, Andromeda.
Yep. Dude, she could, like, Aurora the Wave, and then they don't have as much armor as they used to.
Dude, and that base damage for the creeps, don't even get me started.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It's like, how do towers even survive against an Andromeda? I don't know. Convor's back up. Or did they kill it before? Again? Since the first one? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know. Quincy, did they?
I feel like they did. I legitimately don't remember. I think they did. Either way, they're going to go into it right here. Bound Eye helping them to D-ward. And it should be a relatively quick Convor kill thanks to the auras from MQ and Andro.
Bloodhunter picking up a snake bracelet, going for that wing bow.
Legion side are aware that something's going down. They're going to send an invis. Cthulhu in there actually will jump onto multiples with the trample. They're going to start to teleport away. And Nikke going to die right off the bat. Ultimate from Rhapsody in the background. They're trying to cancel it, but Tempest Hole is crushing everybody. And I don't know if Hellborn will be able to survive this. Moon Queen has a symbol of Rage active. She's continuing to auto-attack and save her life. Marcus Moy, no! No, she finally dies, but Bloodhunter dies as a response. Tempest and Revenant are both still alive in the top lane. Meanwhile, Flux is trying to take the Rax out. But over here, Kraken finally gonna pop the Shrunken Head. The Bound Eye is gone. It's actually on the ground in the background, and as a result, the Essence Shred will allow both Tempest and Revenant to get away. Flux in the top lane abandons his attempt to kill those Rax, and they will finish off the Kongor as Moon Queen buys out. So that was their third Kongor kill, which means that, yes, they did kill him before.
What a fight. What a fight.
That symbol, man. That symbol.
So much hype on that Moon Queen, man. But yeah, the Bloodhunter caught a bash on the Moon Queen and ended up killing her.
I didn't even realize he had a basher.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep, that was a smart. I didn't pick up. I agree with that
Wingbow,
choice.
I would imagine Moon Queen's next item is going to be a wingbow in that case.
Yeah.
Get rid of that bash and the various auto attacks, but Tempest Ultimate also was very, very good. Full duration was not cancelled, and
Yeah, the problem was Rhapsody was barely out of range to save his
Yeah.
allies. Just barely out of range with that ultimate.
And it's difficult to really evaluate exactly how far away you need to be on Rhapsody. You have to be relatively close, and the Tempest Hole is pretty big, so the distance between my allies are out of range and I'm also caught in the Tempest Hole is pretty low. And there's also no obviously defined edge to the thing, so you can inadvertently find yourself Tralfamadori.
Tralfamadori. What a great verb.
He's never going to live that down.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, that you cannot. He's a part of HoN history as a result of that.
Well, he's part of HoN history as the greatest caster, my favorite caster of all time.
He was my favorite consistent co-caster. I think Swindle Melons is a better caster than Tralf.
Well,
but I agree. I mean, he was absolutely
The Hellborn
fantastic.
destroyed a Legion tower.
Just him and Breaky had pretty amazing.
big prisoner ult.
Yep, bottom lane, and we'll just catch the Revenant though, and that's going to be one pick off as Hellborn abandon their pursuit up the top tower. Release Kraken will actually catch on a Flux. He's just trying to save himself, and he'll push book away. He's going to help him a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to not allow him to die. So, Hellborn to pick off 2 heroes on the Legion side. They do both have buyback. Flux has already used one, so this would be his second buyout if he does use it. And Rhapsody going to try to defend this bottom push from Cthulhu Flint, who's hasted.
Yep.
And
Moon Queen is 900 gold away from her wingbow. She just picks up her dancing blade. So, I mean, she can push without it, but okay, so she can get a snake burst now 800 gold away from it. She gets her wingbow and pushes, man. That's a Moon Queen that's huge. I mean, nearly 600 GPM with that token. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on it.
And Moon Queen pushing into bases, obviously very nice because of all those glaive bounces.
Yep.
As the tower is taken out, she just absolutely destroys base, but they will abandon the push. The thing I want to point out too is this Cthulhu Flint's really fallen off. 3, 8, and 11 now, 246 GPM, and he's only level 15. Both the supports on the Hellborn side are all also level 15. And I don't know, that's really iffy. Considering how well he started and how impactful this hero often is, I feel like we're not getting nearly enough out of this elephant.
Yeah.
No, too bad.
Somewhat greedy heroes across the board. I mean, looking at Tempest, Jungle Farm, Cthulhu Fun, Jungle Farm, Flux can farm pretty much wherever. Same goes for Revenant and Bloodhunter. So, I mean, all the heroes, apart from Revenant, have 250 GPM plus, which is good. But yeah,
A lot of the farm
much
has
more
gone on
evenly
Revenant.
spread as opposed to Don't Care.
Which is, it's fine, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, and this team is also not full of heroes that need to be 600 GPM either. I think
Right.
there's no Soul Stealers or Dark Ladies or anything like that.
Yep.
Middle
and
lane, they're
there's
gonna.
gonna be-
What the
Oh,
hell was that
no.
Kraken charge? Absolutely terrible. Actually, they will be able to lock down Bloodhunter for a little bit. Release Kraken in the background. Hammer's going to go off as well. Shrunken Heads are up all over the place. Rhapsody hopefully to save some damage. Pull back in onto Bloodhunter. His Shrunken Head has now worn off. They're push booking him every which way, trying to save his life. In the background, Moon Queen going to drop the ultimate, hitting a bunch of heroes. The first one to fall is going to be Flux. And Cthulhu Flint did take a couple of those bounces, but looks like he'll be fine as he's got the trample. Should be able to get away, no problem. Yes, Shackle did go through, but only after the trample had gone off. So Flux with the death has already used his second buyback actually, and this is going to be mid-rax. There's nothing that the Legion side can do about this. They have the Tempest ultimate available, but I don't think they
A
have enough
Legion
counter
barracks
damage.
has been
And
destroyed.
Rax
Barracks
just-
has been destroyed.
Moon Queen. Rax got Moon Queen.
Yeah, I was gonna say before the fight that the Kraken ultimate would have a huge impact on whether or not they won a team fight, but the Kraken
Apparently
ult completely biffed, and yeah, it was a non-factor.
I mean, they sort of did walk into it. Like, it sort of matters as a zoning thing, too. Even if people don't walk into it, it's like, this is kind of a no-fly zone. Thank you for... Why did he just silence the
A
Moon Queen?
Legion barracks has been destroyed.
She's got a token, and now she does... Look how hard she hits. Like, this is ridiculous. She doesn't even matter. She has the symbol active in the Shrunken, and she's like, thank you for the damage. And she will turn this around. Bloodhunter has the Shrunken Head active, and that's going to be a death nonetheless, though, thanks to the Prisoner Hook coming back in. Moon Queen with a hat trick, and CC vote coming out from the guys
That's
on
nice.
Dishonored, which makes sense, because at this point, there's pretty much nothing they can do. 2 lanes of racks down now.
The rage quit.
Hellborn wins.
You think Dishonored are a little mad?
A little?
I think they're a little mad. What do you think? I think they're kind of
I think it's a little more than a little, my friend. Yeah, they've got to be pretty damn angry. They were looking so good early on, too, man. I mean, what kept happening was they kept having one hero that would overextend. That hero would get picked off by Don't Care. Don't Care would push, force a team fight, and they would win.
More or less.
Yep.
Well, that's going to do it for game 1 here. I assume that those are your final thoughts. I don't know if you have anything else to add on back of that game. We talked about a fair bit, but...
Rage Against the Machine rocks.
This guy. Well, Don't Care. I'm going to take a 1-0 series lead and look to wrap it up in game 2. Dishonored, backs against the wall. This is a loser's bracket. They're going to have to come out with a win in games 2 and then a 3 if they want to stay alive in Gold Cycle 5. And if not, they will be eliminated. Don't Care will move on. Either way, game 2, we will find out what happens as we will return in just a moment.